Hello, and welcome back to Zilonka, Gaming Dad 56. We're going to pick up where we left off, harvesting some of this, let's see, what was it? Parsnip field, just to let you guys know where we're at. Last episode I ended, we were taking care of some of the parsnips we'd already harvested. I have all of those taken over to the production facility, this preserved food factory, and it's working on turning it into preserved parsnips. So that really just leaves the whole rest of the field to harvest. Which, just so you guys can get an idea, in the last episode, that's what we got done. Several rows, but not. It doesn't look like much, and about the same on the other side, and about half as many rows on each end, probably. Not a lot, if I'm being honest. It doesn't look like a lot of progress. However, it did take a while. So, for this episode, we're going to continue to make some progress and work our way through the field and continue to take our stuff over to the factory and get that going. But I may include a little bit more time lapse just so that we can start to get through the field, because this obviously is going to take a while. This is one of the big downsides to this type of a harvester. Got to put the PTO on so it'll work. There we go. And turn it on. Nope, still can't turn it on. Why can't I turn it on? Are the hoses not hooked up? There we go. Manual attach. Always got to hook up everything. Whoa. Alright, now we're on. And go. Forward. There we go. Alright, so we're back to harvesting. Last time off of just the little bit of the field that we've done so far, we were able to get 8 crates worth of parsnips and 16,000 liters. And the preserved food factory is working on all that. That will turn into maybe 10,000-ish liters of preserved parsnips, which is worth roughly $20,000, I think, if I remember the numbers correctly. That's pretty impressive. Sold as just parsnips, that is worth much, much less. 16,000 liters would be worth maybe like $5,000. It's not very much compared to what you can get for turning it into preserved parsnips. And eventually I would like to have the soup factory going as well, so that we can be making the various soups. But for now, we'll just carry on with what we have. We're only in episode 2. And this is really the first thing we've done. I think we pretty much jumped right into this. We still have $1 million at this point because we've purchased nothing. It's going to take us a while just to harvest this field, and then we'll move on to doing other field work. But on top of that, we also have another field to harvest, another vegetable field, I believe, to harvest. So there's going to be a lot of this. We may look into some different harvesters before too long. I don't know. I wanted to start out with one of the basic harvesters, because that is how you start in the easiest game mode. I just didn't want to start with that particular one. There we go. Oh, also, when I get a chance, we should take a look at if there's any good sale items going on in the vehicle sales. Oh, we're full. About dropped that one too far. All right, buy ourselves another box. There we go. So that's one crate already from one time up and down the field, and about 3/4 of the way up again. Yeah. Parsnips they harvest a lot. The yield is pretty good. And actually, the yield is not even that good. It'll be really, I say interesting, it's going to be borderline painful when we actually get the field work done properly so that these fields are producing at near their maximum capacity. You know, right now you can see from the little yield display in the mini map that we're only yielding at about 60-ish%, something like that. And this field is capable of about 100% yield. So imagine almost double what we're getting right now. Almost every row would produce a crate of parsnips. That's crazy. We'll get there, maybe. We should get there eventually, but as it is, this is a pretty time-consuming way to do this. I know when potatoes first came into the game, and then again when sugar beets came into the game, and honestly even sugar cane is very similar. The cheaper starting harvesters, the trailed behind versions for all three of those crop types, are just, they don't cover much of the field at a time. It takes a while to get anything done, and eventually we may look at making these fields a bit smaller, or like a field like this we might plant in 2 different crop types or something like that, just to sort of split things up. At the end of the day, you can make a lot of money off of these crops, it seems like, but you are also putting in a lot of work. It's going to take a lot longer to harvest these fields than one of the combinable crops. But it's new. I find it interesting. It's different from what, you know, I've kind of gotten used to in Farming Simulator. Even with potatoes and sugar beets and sugar cane, I still see most people who are playing Farming Simulator doing the combinable crops. You know, they're still doing wheat, barley, oats, and things like that. And I have to imagine it's simply because you can accomplish quite a bit fairly quickly, especially with a bigger harvester. You know, 7.5 to like up all the way up to like 13 meter wide combine heads. You can get a lot of work done in a fairly short amount of time. Whereas something like this is working 0.8 meters at a time. It's going to take a lot longer to get anything done. And you just don't see as much progress in a video when you're using something like this. But that's okay. I'm willing to sort of put up with the seemingly slow progress in order to play around with these new crops. I don't know how quickly we'll get the soup factory. Obviously, with $1.1 million in our bank account right now, we could easily go buy the soup factory. Not really a problem. But we also, at this point, have almost no equipment. I mean, you can see all of the equipment we own right here at this field. We have a tractor, a harvester, a 3-point attachable harvester at that, and a pickup truck. And that's all. So we still have a lot of equipment we're going to have to buy. We need all of the cultivation equipment to be able to work the fields. We need fertilization equipment in order to get our nitrogen values correct. And then, of course, we need a planter for these vegetables. And I do want to stick with vegetables at first in this Let's Play because that's what's new. I want to kind of show those off. If we branch out into other stuff later in the Let's Play, then that's, you know, that's probably something that will happen just for the sake of variety. But for right now, we're going to focus on the vegetables, which means having one of the vegetable planters. We'll also probably get the ridger, or one of the two ridging machines, so that we can put ridges in the fields and get that. Well, we won't get a bonus with precision farming, where in the base game, if you use the ridging machine and then plant into the ridges, you get a fertilization bonus. That doesn't work with precision farming, at least not at the time of recording this. But that's okay. We're still going to do the ridges, I think, just because it looks better. It seems like the right thing to do. I've never farmed parsnips or carrots or red beets on an industrial scale, so I really have no idea, but the ridger is in the game, so I'm assuming that's kind of what you're supposed to do. So we'll do it anyway. All of that equipment shouldn't cost us too much money, though. I think all put together, if we stick with equipment that's like kind of starting equipment. So this kept doing this last time. That the box ends up like conflicting with either the ground or the harvester itself somehow. I haven't figured out exactly what's going on, but it does. And then when it sort of jumps back into place, all of a sudden the problem stops. Anyway, all of that equipment I think should cost us maybe around $200,000 or something. Not super expensive. So we may have enough money to buy the soup factory pretty much right away. And if we do, that would be good. It kind of want to make that decision probably relatively quickly, just because if we are going to buy the soup factory, it would be ideal to get some of these parsnips going to the soup factory and letting it work in addition to the preserved food factory. But those are kind of decisions for down the line. It seems like I need to make those decisions right away, but given that it's going to take several, probably hours worth of gameplay just to finish harvesting this field, kind of have time. So what I'll go ahead and do at this point is put this into a time lapse so we can try to get this field done at a little bit quicker rate. For you guys, at least. It's not going to go any quicker for me, but it will. It'll help us get through this field just a bit quicker in the video. So I'll see you when we're done with that. All right, we are just working on box number 8, if I counted correctly, which is a big if. But I think there's 4 right here to my left, 2 up ahead of me on that end of the field, and another 1 down at the other end of the field. So this should be box number 8, and that's a kind of feels like a nice point to pause to pick up these crates of parsnips and take them wherever they're going to go. And while I was doing this, I decided, let's go ahead and get the soup factory. The reason is because I don't think the rest of the vegetable equipment is going to cost us very much, at least not the starting equipment. So we're going to have a good amount of money. And if we have 2 separate factories going, they can produce a lot of finished goods, in a relatively short amount of time. If we just keep loading this preserved food factory up with parsnips, it's already producing as fast as it can, and it already has 16,000 liters of parsnips to work through. So dumping more in there, it's not going to get us any more money any faster. If we go to a soup factory, we'll have a second factory working on this and able to produce stuff. So that's kind of my logic in going for the soup factory. I don't think it's going to hurt us financially. I think we'll be perfectly fine. And in fact, I think it's really going to help us. We should be able to produce money very quickly once both of these factories are running. Now, we do have one minor, I won't call it a problem, it's not really a problem, but we do have one thing that we need to take care of. This pickup truck it's just not sufficient for transporting all of these boxes. You can fit about 2 pallets or crates, whatever you want to call them, in here. Technically, you can fit 3. If you put the tailgate down, you can fit a 3rd one. But it doesn't strap in, and you can tell the truck is very heavily loaded at that point. So really 2 is kind of the limit for those big crates like that. We are, in about 30 minutes worth of playing the game, we're producing 8 boxes, 8 crates. So we need a better transportation method. And that's why I decided to come to the store and see what we could find in the trailer section. Under miscellaneous, you get a lot of trailers that you can pull by truck or pickup truck. This one I have used before. It's not bad. It fits about 4 of these crates, which is not terrible, but it's also not very much. This would be great for transporting things like this, but it requires a semi, so we're not really at that point yet. Otherwise, this is all stuff that goes on a mod truck, so there's nothing really in that category that's super helpful. Again, low loaders, this is the only one that's really useful without having a semi-truck. This one would also be usable, but these really require a tractor, and we only have 1 tractor at this point, so not ideal there. So what I thought was, what about bale trailers? You have this thing, which we might be able to pull with the pickup truck. I don't know. It's probably not really intended to be used that way, but that's okay. And it would be able to fit quite a few of these pallets. But I also have some mods, and I think this one right here might be good. I can buy it. We're not going to buy it in the auto-loading version. I want to load these up manually. Let's see. Straps, no auto-loading. That's what we want. I don't care about that. The rack on the back, we're going to take it off so that we can load these up easier. And there we go. $8,000, flat trailer. We should be able to load these crates up very easily on this thing. And it, you know, you can pull hay rack wagons. That's what we call them around here, with a pickup truck. It's quite common. I guess that's it. Here we go. So let's take it over to the field and get loaded up. Maybe we can even fit all 8 of them on here. If we can fit all 8 of them on here, then we'll run into the potential next problem, which is, does this pickup truck have enough power to pull this loaded that heavily? No idea. We'll find out. It's already kind of struggling just to pull this trailer up a hill with nothing on it. So that's not a great sign, but we'll see. Turn it off there, hop into our tractor, and of course we're just going to leave the vegetable harvester on the back. We'll use it as a counterweight. And I believe I fixed my dead zone issue with my joystick. So my front loader tools should not be creeping up anymore, hopefully. There we go. Down a little bit. Down even more. There we go. Get good and lined up here. The nice thing about these new vegetable crops, for whatever reason, is no crop destruction when you drive over them. I'm not really sure why, if that was intended, if there's a reason for it, no idea. I kind of think Giants might have just made them not have crop destruction because they knew you were going to have to drive on them. But who knows? Maybe the reason is because you really wouldn't destroy the crop driving on it, because it's a root crop. It's under the ground. Maybe it's safe from being driven on. I have no idea. Come on. My front loading skills are leaving a bit to be desired here. There we go. They're not on there very straight at this point, but they are on there. Let's go fix those real quick. I don't really want to use super strength to move things around like this a lot, but it's just quicker. Unless we do first person view for front loading, which is possible. We'll do that a little bit. We'll see how that goes. I find it much easier to do front loading work, or really any type of bucket, pallet fork, any of that type of work from first person view. Of course, I am running a TrackIR headset, which works really well with Farming Simulator. I think it's... If you're going to do a lot of front-loading work, I think a TrackIR headset for Farming Simulator is totally worth the investment. It's not, a VR headset with, we're hundreds of dollars. TrackIR is, I think when I bought it, it was maybe like $100 or $150. So it's not super expensive. It's not cheap, but it's not super expensive. And it does make this experience much more enjoyable. It's so easy to just look around, just glance over, and you can see how much smoother loading things on the trailer went, how much straighter I was able to get it on the trailer. I'm not sure it necessarily makes for the best video viewing. You guys will have to answer that for me. Also can be difficult to tell what's going on with your forks in front of you. One of the downsides. But once the whatever you're picking up is on your pallet forks, or like bales on your bale forks, getting it on a trailer or generally putting it somewhere is actually it's so much easier from first person view like this. About the only real thing you're lacking is the height. Sometimes it's hard to tell what the right height is, but getting lined up is so much easier. I mean, look at that. Those two are on there straight. They look good. They didn't require me to get out and use super strength or anything like that. Just easily stacked up on there. This, especially when it comes to pallet fork work, this is the harder part, is getting the pallet forks at the right height and all that, and right angle to go into the pallet or the box. I just kind of drive forward, and if it looks like it's running into the box, I go down a little bit. Once I start to see the front of the tractor lift up, that tells me my pallet forks are on the ground and I need to raise them up just a little bit. It's the angle that's the real difficult part, and what I try to do for angle is, using this box that I have loaded on here now, when that box is fairly level, my pallet forks should be pretty level. So once I take this box off, there we go, I try not to change the angle of my pallet forks. That's my secret. There you go. I do not claim to be a expert at this though, so it may not be the most useful advice. It does generally work pretty well for me, but in a situation like this where that box is not level anyway, I probably am just gonna have to go to first person view. Can't even see the box because I put it in the reeds. Nice job. Angle it down a little bit, try to match the angle of the box. And then as we go forward, I'm just kind of slowly lowering it. That actually worked really well. Kind of impressed with myself on that. That worked quite well. So it looks like this trailer can fit 6 of these crates comfortably. Weight-wise, I have no idea what we're at. We're probably overloading this trailer by a lot. But bale trailer weight is not really a thing in this game that you have to worry about, so we're going to ignore it. We could put 2 in the back of the truck, for sure, but I think what we'll do is probably just stack the remaining 2 on top of these 6 and call it good. These 2, though, are all the way at the other end of the field. So, the other thing you can do to try to get your pallet forks level is pull it up in front of you like that. Try to get them as level as you can, and then lower it without changing the angle of your pallet forks at all. Easier said than done, but can I pick up both of these? How much do my pallet forks stick out? Not much, so probably not. I can, or should be able to, probably stack them I just don't really want to have to drive back over here again. So I'm going to see if I can do this. Stack one on top of the other and carry them both back at the same time. We can unstack them when we put them on the trailer. Okay, level it out. There we go. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Looks like the bottom pallet is maybe not on the most level of ground. Okay, nice and easy. Nice and easy. No quick movements. Even that. You see the box, the top one, go sliding across. Now, if I end up having to drive this slow, I might as well have just driven back here twice, but see what we can do. It's working. It looks like the boxes are slowly shaking their way off of my pallet forks. Possibly. So let's do this. Set them down. Okay. Set them down. There we go. Go back to the top box. Set that guy right up here. Okay, and the last one for today. And then we get to find out how powerful our little pickup truck is. Because this is a lot of weight on this trailer. Definitely. Turn the engine off there. Into the truck. Oh, wait, hold on. We better strap these guys down. Definitely want to strap them down. Okay. Another just shy of 16,000 liters worth of parsnips. And we are going to take these to the soup factory. And we're going to buy the soup factory while we're at it. Look at our pickup truck go. Yeah. He's doing nicely. Okay, now not so nicely. Now he's not doing so well. But we are still moving forward. So he struggles with the hills just a bit. Once you get over the top of the hill, though, not bad. There's our other field that will have to be harvested at some point. I don't even remember what that is. Maybe carrots? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, this thing's brakes are, it's not up to stopping this much weight. That, ooh. We'll have to give ourselves plenty of extra time to stop. Like, I'm going to go ahead and start hitting the brakes now for this stop sign. That worked pretty well. I didn't have to mash on the brakes that time, so that was good. Probably didn't have to give myself quite so much room. Better safe than sorry, though, right? Okay, come on. This poor little engine in this truck. It's just screaming. All right, soup factory should be up here on the right. Oh yeah, I think that what looks like a water tower maybe is where the soup factory is. It's made to look kind of like a soup can. That's kind of funny. Okay, here it is. Yep, there is the tip point. All right, let's go buy this place. Stop. That time I was mashing on the brakes, and you saw how long it took to stop. Okay, 135,000 for this. Yes, please. We're going to buy that. Oh, go back in here. We're going to turn off all of the productions except parsnip soup. Because as long as you have them activated, they cost money, I believe. I did see that somewhere. I've not actually done the testing myself, so I'm not 100% on that. But I believe as long as you have it activated, it will charge you the production cost. So if you're not doing it, you should definitely turn it off. And let's pull forward. We're going to unstrap them. And there we go. Oh, come on. The crates will not empty when they're tipped up like that. There we go. And our $230 times 8 from our boxes. And there we go. Just shy of 16,000 liters in the parsnip. Or in the soup factory. So the cool thing about the soup factory is it will go through a lot of parsnips. So this one goes through about 240 cycles per month and 100 parsnips per cycle. So that's 24,000 parsnips per month it will go through. The soup factory is 144 cycles per month, but it goes through 300 parsnips per cycle. Now, the ratio is a lot worse. This is close to a 2-to-1 ratio. This is a 3-to-1 ratio. But I want 2 productions going. If you multiply this out, this is like 40-something thousand parsnips per month. So it's pretty considerable. These 2 will get through our parsnips fairly quickly and give us the opportunity to get money back sooner, basically, as opposed to having to wait for just the preserved food factory to do all of the work. And then, of course, once we harvest our other vegetable field, we can bring those goods to both of these factories as well and get another production line running in each of them. So we should be starting to produce some results. I just noticed that my time is on 0.5. I'm going to bump that back up to 1. Otherwise, it's going to take forever. Is this where I want to turn? No, this is not where I turn. Got to cross the bridge. Turn after the church. Oh, there's a little windmill in there. Huh. It's kind of cool. At some point, we may go looking for the golden apples. I don't know. We'll have to see. When I have $1 million in my bank account, it doesn't feel like I really need to go look for the golden apples. If we're ever starting to need cash, though, maybe we could do that. I also am not sure if I want to do that on camera. It's kind of a giving away the locations of them. I'm not sure if I want to do that or not, but we'll see. We certainly don't need the money right now, so we're not going to worry about it. What is in this field? It's bothering me. I need to know. What's in that field? Where am I? Here we go. Carrots. That's definitely carrots. Yep. So carrots there, parsnips here. The only of the vegetables we won't have worked then by the end of this harvest season is red beets. We'll put red beets. We'll work these fields. We'll put red beets back in one of them. I think what we'll probably do, since we have 3 fields, is just plant one of each of the crops. That kind of makes sense. So anyway, I think that's a good stopping point for today. This has been quite a long episode, but obviously the field is taking quite some time to do. I think what I'll do for the next episode, we'll try something new out, is I'll just do a whole time-lapse episode and see if we can get this field finished. Otherwise, we're going to be here for like 10 episodes just to harvest this one field, and that doesn't seem like it'll be very interesting. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please put a like on the video. Consider subscribing so you can see when other videos come out. And otherwise, I'll see you next time.